Good morning and welcome to our Friday show. On the mark, I'm Mark Neisius. I'm going to be going through the card with you. Unfortunately, I am flying solo. No Shahil, he's still writing exam, and unfortunately, Raksha couldn't join me this morning. She's quite busy. Obviously, a lot of people are busy all around the islands with the elections looming up, and well, I'm here left alone. But I think I'm more than capable of trying to find you a couple of winners. So let's go through the card as best as I can. We're going to be starting off in race 1. It is a 0-20. It's a 1400, and as always, these first races, 0-20s, always tough to find a winner. I'll tell you something, if He's Got Gears had a draw, I'd be ultra confident about his chances, but he's also likes to race up front, and it's going to be quite tough from him jumping from gate 10 to try and get to the front. Although, having a look at the race itself, it doesn't seem like there's many front runners, so he might just get away with it on this particular occasion. I'm going to go with my first choice, Anzo Borrego, number 2, from the Nagadu stable. Remember, he had a very bad fall last time. You can't fault his form before that. In fact, 6 runs, 4 places in Mauritius. He did win a race, his penultimate start, or his last run before he fell. He won that race, and unfortunately he lost it in the Stipes Rim. I think the break's done him a little bit of good, this horse, because like I said, I saw him on Tuesday morning. He looked very well. He's taken that fall quite well. He's back to working well, and everything's going well for Anzo Borrego, and I just feel that in a field like this, he must have a big chance. Obviously, He's Got Gears would have been my first choice. I just think it's going to be a little bit tough from that draw, but like I said, the fact that there's not many front runners, he might just get away with it. But I think Anzo Borrego is probably going to have the easier race. Remember, with the emergency acceptor coming out, he was drawn 2. You've got Anzo Borrego jumping from gate 5, so he's probably going to have a decent position, number 2, Anzo Borrego. Valorin, I can never write this horse off. 35 runs now, only the 1 win, but 22 places. He's always sort of running in the money. Just have a look at his form line, and he is drawn 1. He's got Robert Picari in the irons, and it'll be nice to see Robbie have a winner again. Yeah, I suppose Valorin is capable in a race like this, but tough race. I just, if He's Got Gears had a better draw, I'd be very confident. I would just about banker He's Got Gears. The 2 excellent runs behind Sir Capers and League of Legends, but it's got that draw to beat, in my opinion. This is why I'm going to lean towards Anzo Borrego, number 2, to win the first from He's Got Gears, and Valorin will be my third choice. Right, let's move over to race 2, 1450, benchmark 36. It is the first leg of the place accumulator, and I reckon you probably couldn't go wrong in the place accumulator if you did banker number 4, the Jazz Singer. He's done nothing wrong in his first 2 starts. I must admit, I think he was pretty lucky to beat Northern Spy last time. Not purely because of anything that went right or went wrong for the Jazz Singer. It's just that I thought Northern Spy was very unlucky not to win on that particular occasion. I do rate Northern Spy. He's running late in the afternoon, but the Jazz Singer, he's got he's obviously got some very good form since arriving in Mauritius. Those 2 runs, those 2 wins. Remember, he was absolutely thumped by the Grey Crusader. We saw Grey Crusader come out last week and really win a very good race. So the South African form line's pretty good. He's going to jump from a good gate of number 4. Manuel Nunes and Shyam Hirchand, they're in the form of their life. The Jazz Singer, I probably wouldn't make him a banker. Obviously getting a little bit tough. He's stepping up to 36 now, but he will obviously be the first choice in this race. Well Connected, well, he went to the front last time. I personally don't think he has to be in front. I would imagine the Jazz Singer from that better draw is probably going to have a little bit more pace than him. But Well Connected, if he can get into a nice position from that draw, I think he must have a big chance here as well. There was a nice run, encouraging run last time when he went to the front and he dead-heated for that 3rd place behind Patrol Officer. Simon Jones looking for that elusive first win. I think that this horse can possibly pull it off. He's had the 3 runs now in Mauritius for the 2 places. He's getting better with every run, and you can't ignore the chances of Well Connected. Another horse that showed me quite a lot on Tuesday morning when he worked out on the sand track Tuesday morning. We all holding thumbs for Simon Jones to pull off a winner. All right, then Manetherin. If any of you listened to the was a FM radio show last week. Remember, we had Ravi Rawa on the show. This horse was supposed to run Manithran. If I'm not mistaken, he was a reserve runner or emergency acceptor. Unfortunately, he's got a poor draw, but he is a horse that comes from off them. And well, Ravi's removed all the equipment. When I say Ravi, obviously the Narang stable, I'm not saying it's Ravi's stable, but he explained what his sort of plan was to help Sharish Narang and to remove all the equipment. Let's see if that worked. It worked with Lucky at Last. Lucky at Last came out and won last week. And Manithran, if you remember his first win, it was a great win when he won first time up. They backed him as well. He's slowly starting to run better races. I thought there was a terrific run behind Al Sakra last time in a 1650. Remember when he won here, it was a 1400. He's back to the 1450. I think that's going to be a little bit better suited to him. Unfortunately, poor draw. But like I said, he does come from off the pace. And have a look at his penultimate start. He finished behind Promissory. Promissory came out and won last week. So that form line is pretty good. At the end of the day, the Jazz Singer looks like the right one, but I'm not going to bank him. It's an open race. What about Sky High Flyer as well? He's very, very consistent. Very, very good form. Good second to Badawi last time. Hardly ever runs a bad race, so I think that Sky High Flyer must be considered as well, Mr. Hardy. So it's quite a tough race too. The Jazz Singer looks like the right horse, but I wouldn't bank him with any sort of confidence. Right, the third race, another tough race. In fact, I've written on top of my card here, tough race. It's a 1650. It's a benchmark 41, and I'm going to go with the Great Crusader purely on how he won last time. That was really impressive. I thought at the 300 he had absolutely no chance when he got stuck on the fence. Diego de Cavella then had to pull him right out of it. He swung into the straight about 7 or 8 wide, but that last 100 he just made up so much ground. He was really impressive. Big worry is the fact that he drops from a 1850 down to a 1650. But remember, in South Africa his only win there was over 1600, and that's when he beat the Jazz Singer, and he beat him well. He beat him by over 7 lengths. He went to the front that particular day, and well, he hasn't really got that same pace here that he showed in South Africa, but I have to say he's got a brilliant turn of foot, and you must think the Great Crusader has got a big chance. Paddington's Luck beaten the Great Crusader. I just feel that the Great Crusader wasn't ready then. I think he's obviously a lot fitter now. He's a lot more established here, the Great Crusader. Paddington's Luck, he's looking for 4 in a row. Another horse that probably, well, he won at 1850 last time. I probably think the 1650 suits him better. And he must have a big chance here, Paddington's Luck, once again. Never easy to win 4 in a row, though, and he is looking to win 4 in a row. I just feel the Great Crusader's got the edge on this horse, purely because of the Great Crusader wasn't 100% ready that second run. He's now, looks like the penny has dropped, and I'm going to put him in front of Paddington's Luck. Al Sakra, well, he was very, very strongly fancied by myself and Shahil last time. I was surprised that it was so much hard work to get past Ema. I thought he'd win a little bit easier than what he did, but another horse that's sort of coming along the right way. Olivier Placet knows him well now, and I think that he could have a chance here as well. I'm going to put him down as my third choice. And you can't forget about Divine Connections. Brilliant second last time to Springman, coming from off the pace. He must have a chance here as well. Once again, race 2, race 3, tough races, but I think this grey horse is going to pull it off again. I think he won a very, very good race. He was very impressive when he won, and he could quite easily pull it off again. They're freshening him up during the week, because he did run last week Saturday, but they have freshened him up, and I do think that he could possibly pull it off 2 wins in a row. Right, let's move over to race 4, 1450 benchmark 51, and well, we see the return of this young up-and-coming beautiful son of twice over. That's Vasco Street Tractor. I love the way that Jamie Aliasson's been riding this horse. He's got the plum draw. Jamie knows him well. He's won. He beat Edge of the Sun last time, which is quite a good form line that has stood up quite well. And I do think that Vasco Street Tractor is going to be the horse to beat in the 4th race. Silken Prince, obviously, that was a terrific run in the benchmark 51 last time when he ran second to Virtue. Unfortunately, got a bit of a tough draw, but if you go back to his past couple of runs. He has come from off the pace. Just have a look when he beat Antwerp. He was drawn 8 that day. He sat second last. He came through and won it. He's run second to Sacred Flame from off the pace, and Iditarod Trail as well. When he beat him, he came from off the pace. I don't think the draw too much of an issue for Silken Prince, although you probably would have preferred him drawn a little bit better. But Manuel Nunes, once again, he knows his game. And then have a look at Zodiac Jack. I think that this horse has got a cracking chance. Have a look at his last run. He finished third behind Vasco Street Tractor. There's a 2.5 kilogram turnaround in the weights this time. He's drawn 2. Swapnil Rama's riding well. I think Zodiac Jack's got a big chance here. Like I said, only a length behind Vasco Street Tractor. The 2.5 kilogram swing, the extra 50 meters is probably going to suit Zodiac Jack. He came from way back last time. Obviously, his problem is getting left at the stalls, but Zodiac Jack, I think he's a big danger here, and I'm going to put him down as a big danger to Vasco Street Tractor and Silken Prince. All right, where are we going to go? Once again, reluctant first choice, Vasco Street Tractor. The reason why I'm picking this horse over Zodiac Jack is because I feel he's making a lot of, he's still got a lot of room for improvement, this horse, Vasco Street Tractor. I think he's a decent horse. He's going to go quite a long way, this horse. And like I said, I like the way Jamie Olesen's been riding this horse. So I'm going to go Vasco Street Tractor to beat Zodiac Jack. Silken Prince, my third choice. Right, race 5, 1650, benchmark 56. I like number 1 here, Sir Bernardini. I liked his work on Tuesday. I liked the races that he's been running, this horse. Also, the fact that he's back down to a 1650. Remember, he ran in an 1850 behind Perplexing. I thought that was too far for him. And then last time in a 1500, he got going, but got going a little bit late. I think the 1650 is going to be ideal for him. Have a look at his form in South Africa. 4-time winner, twice over the 1600. So the distance is going to suit him. He's going to like the fact that, well, he likes a lot of speed, this horse, and that is the only problem. I can only see Declarator, the only horse that could possibly take on the pace here, and he might not go that far. So this horse likes a nice strong pace, Sir Bernardini. He's run some good races recently behind Titsicoma Dance. He's run behind Perplexing, Opera Royale. That's a lot stronger than a lot of these horses have been taking on here. So Sir Bernardini is going to be my first choice. Rap Attack, brilliant ride from Manuel Nunes last time to get up to beat Mind Blowing. I thought he rode an exceptional race, and you have to think that once again he's got a chance. He did finish in front of Sir Bernardini, but that was in the 1850. This time Sir Bernardini is obviously a lot better off in the weights than Rap Attack, and the fact that they're dropping down to the 1650. That's why I'm putting Sir Bernardini in front of Rap Attack. But you can't ignore the combination Manuel Nunes and of course Shem Herchand. Rap Attack, terrific win last time, and he could quite easily follow it up. And then Mamba Rock, another horse you can't ignore. He's a 6-time winner here. It's getting tougher for him. Obviously, every time he wins a race, he goes up in a higher division. He did arrive here as a maiden. He'd never won a race in South Africa, but he's picked up 6 wins here. It gets tougher every time he runs, but a horse that runs with absolute, with his heart, and I'll definitely put him in as my third choice. I think he's the third best horse in this particular race. So 1, 3, 6, that's my trifecta for the 5th race. Right, then we move over to the 6th race. It's an 1850 benchmark 66. It is the feature race of the day, and one of my favorite horses, Perplexing. He's coming on, well, just like last week with Henry Tudor. There was no Barrack Street. This time Perplexing, there's no Al Sheba. I believe he's the best horse in the race, and I'm going to put him down as my first choice. Obviously, Oliver Placet knows this horse so well now. He's ridden him a couple of times. He's won on him a couple of times, and Perplexing is a top horse, and he has to be the first choice here. Even money, I think 200, 1 to 1, a little bit short for me, and I'll tell you why. Because if you go back to Titsikoma Dance's race on the 14th of September, he finished just under a length behind Perplexing. He is now 2.5 kilograms better off, over 1,850 meters. That puts Titsikoma Dance into this race, and that's why I think maybe even money a little bit too short for Perplexing, because Titsikoma Dance definitely has the form line. He has got the well, things in his favor to turn over the result with Perplexing. Titsikoma Dance, he's a decent horse. He ran some terrific races back in South Africa. It took him a while to win. Well, a couple of runs where we thought he'd win a little bit earlier. Since then, terrific run to Perplexing, and last time only a length behind Opera Royale in the 1650. I think the 1850 is going to suit him. Big danger to Perplexing. And then my third choice has to be Overshadow. Another horse that, well, he ran behind Al Sheba last time. Wasn't far behind Perplexing on that particular particular day. In fact, 3 lengths behind. He is also a little bit better off at the weights, and Overshadow must have a chance once again, although he has got that bad draw to deal with, and he likes to be quite handy, so it's going to be a little bit tough for Randall Simons. Although with emergency acceptor coming out, he's going to be drawn 8, but at the end of the day, it looks like it's going to be between 5 and 6, Perplexing and Titsikama Dance. My vote is going to go to Perplexing, even though Titsikama Dance is a lot better off in the weights. He's going to be a big danger to Perplexing in the feature race. Right, then it's the 7th race, the penultimate race of the afternoon, 1500 meter benchmark 31. Here's my banker of the day, Northern Spy. This horse has really caught my attention when he beat It's Him at any price. He was 15 to 1 on that day. Have a look at his last run. He was so unlucky. Yes, he was drawn in the bush. Unfortunately, bad draw once again. Jami Ali Hassan's got his work cut out for him. He's going to be drawn 9 out of 10. He was jumped from gate 9 last time, and well, the Jazz Singer just got the better of him. But I thought he was very unlucky, this horse. If things go a little bit better for Northern Spy, maybe a little bit of luck. I personally think that this is a weaker field, and I really believe that Northern Spy is going to win this race tomorrow, the 7th race of the afternoon. Obviously, he's dangerous. His Cash Call. I believe Jazz Singer is a better horse than Cash Call. It's just that circumstances just might favor Cash Call. He's going to be drawn 2. He's going to get the first run on Northern Spy, exactly what happened with the Jazz Singer. And Cash Call, obviously, he is going to be the biggest day. Manuel Nunes will have a plan in his mind. He'll know that Northern Spy is coming from behind him, so he'll try and make that move, try and pinch a couple of lengths on Northern Spy, and he'll probably try and get away with that. But at the end of the day, I think this is a terrific horse, Northern Spy. Great work in the week, and I do think that he's going to take quite a power beating. My third choice will go to Aspara. Every now and then he flashes up to run a good race. 2 good seconds to Badawi and Till Dawn. Not exactly sure what happened last time behind the Jazz Singer. Northern Spy was in front of him that day. Tough draw to deal with, but he can come from off the pace. He's probably the 3rd best in this particular race. But Northern Spy, he's going to be my banker for the afternoon. Right, then we finish off with the 8th and final race. It's the lucky last 1400 meter rating 0.26. I thought this was Minalush Venture has been a little bit unlucky. He's been running some good races in higher division. He drops down to the 26 for the first time. There's always been talk about this horse. They've always sort of put money on this horse, and I think it's time that he's sort of paid up now. He's drawn 1. Pravash Ariel's in the irons, and I like the fact that he's back down to the 1400. I think the 1650 is a little bit too far for him. Go back to his South African form. 2 wins, both over 1400. I think Minalush Venture, 1400, drawn 1. He must be a big runner here. My next fancy, well, I fancied him last week, Northern Rebel. Unfortunately, he kicked the wall while being saddled up. Have a look at his form. Terrific run behind Badawi when running on in a benchmark 36. So he drops down from a 36 down to a 26. Yes, he is drawn 10 out of 10, but he is a horse that comes from off the pace. We all know that he's always slow away, so I don't think the draw is any sort of issue for Northern Rebel. Ziggy Zaggy Zugi, I'm not sure why he's been off for so long. After a very good debut behind Zen Zero, he must have a chance if he's fit, but he might just need another run. And then one horse I want you to keep an eye on is Icebreaker. Now remember, Icebreaker finished just behind them in that Northern Spy form line, the Jazz Singers form line, and he now drops down to 26. He's been running in 31, so this is going to be a little bit easier for him. It's probably the weakest field that he's taken on. He's had the 2 runs now. He sort of knows what it's all about. I think he's a big runner in the 8th race, Icebreaker. Don't leave him out of anything. I do believe he must have a chance here. So Icebreaker, I'm giving him a chance in the 8th and final race. Right, well, that's a wrap. Let's go through our banker of the day. Like I said, Northern Spy will be my banker of the day. My value bet, unfortunately, I don't exactly know what price is, but Zodiac Jack, with that weight turnaround, I think that he could possibly upset the favorite Vasco Street Tractor and Silken Prince. So Zodiac Jack, if he jumps on terms, that weight turnaround, I think he's definitely worthwhile. A little each way bet. He only got Peter length by Vasco Street Tractor last time. Right, well, that's a wrap. Remember, there's no racing next week, so there'll be no Jour de Gallo on Wednesday, and obviously there'll be no On the Mark next week, Friday, but there will be the radio show tonight, Waza FM. Join us between 6 and 7. We will be on the radio, but like I said, no shows next week. Enjoy your break, and we'll catch up with you when we get back to racing once it comes back. Thank you very much for joining us. Bye-bye.